All right, so you got your little grade sheet, so you know what your grade is. I put in stuff from the week before last week. So the stuff that I said would roll into this 9 weeks. The one thing about the due dates on these, it's in the name. So like, if you're looking for it, the name of it says like 10/4 or 10/5. Look at those. Okay, but you can check Skyward for your grade at any time, obviously, but you got the little paper one in case you need it. Everything's in the blue bin. You will have a test on the 9th, which is a long ways away. So we're gonna slowly get through some more quadratic stuff. No rush. Okay. What else? Make sure you turn in last week's warm up. Okay. Make sure your name's on it. All that good stuff. Let's do this warm up here. So I want you to find the equation from this table. We talked about if you don't know what it is, you got to figure out what it is using the differences or dividing, right? So real quick, if I do the first subtraction, and again, I am going to do this real quick. If you do bottom minus top, is this linear? No, the first difference is not the same, so it's not linear. Now, if you take those new numbers and you subtract, okay, those aren't the same either. So the second subtraction is not the same. So it's also not what? Quadratic. Okay, so I gave you a curveball. Okay, it's not quadratic. So what do you do if the subtractions don't work? Let's divide. Okay, so let's divide bottom over top. 1 over 0.2. Now, if you type that in the calculator, you're going to end up getting 5. 5 divided by 1, 5. 25 over 5, you get the idea, okay? So when you divide, you get the same common ratio, the same number when you divide. So that makes it what? Hey. When you divide, what is that called when they're all the same? Okay, exponential. Now when you press, when you go into your calculator, you press menu 4-1, what? 6 is quadratic. A, menu 4-1, A. Okay, so if I go to new document, don't save, number 4 actually, X and Y at the top. All right, menu 4-1A, X is X, Y is Y. It's going to give me two numbers. A is 0.04 and then B is 5. And remember, you type it like this, A times B to the power of X. So what happened? So Y equals 0.04 times 5 to the power of X. Remember, exponential is A times B to the power of X, okay? You got to be able to tell me what kind of function it is and get it, okay? Now we got some brand new notes, so all right, we'll pass that. Finish. Yeah. On this. So, formula Friday game. That's one. Yeah, that's quadratic regression center. 1, 5. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Ready? Okay, everyone looking up here, except for you. Take your quiz. Oh. All right. Everyone look over here. Look, 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 look. No headphones, please, please, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right, right. Hey. Headphones, headphones. Everybody. Okay, so let me pull up these notes. Vertex Form. This is new stuff today, so everyone paying close attention, right? No phones in our hands, please. What's up? Did I give you two? Okay, make sure you pass back. All right, with me. So here we go. Y equals, okay, for the vertex form, a x minus h squared plus k. This is another way you can write a quadratic function if you know the vertex and the a value, okay? So, ooh, on that white bookshelf, there's some stragglers, like in that little pencil bin. All right, have y'all ever heard this phrase, insiders lie? Have I told you that or no? All right, make a little note here. Point to this H off to the side and say, insiders lie. Okay? So here's what I mean. Y'all ever seen like, or maybe you haven't. It's okay. 007, James Bond, spy movies, right? So how do spies do their work? Well, first of all, they're trying to get into somewhere they don't belong, right? And they got to kind of disguise themselves. They got to have like fake IDs and tell them I belong here, you know. But basically, to get inside, they got to lie, right? So, you know, they got deep fake masks or fake ID or I don't know, whatever. So think about that. To get inside the parentheses, you got to lie, okay? Now here's another way you might remember. Anyone got an X? X's are good people, right? That's why they're X's. No, I'm kidding. But look at that. That H is hanging out with an X. Just lying to that X. That X is a liar too. They're just a bunch of liars on the inside. All right. Well, anyways, that's another way to remember this. But we're going to revisit this many times. That inside the parentheses is opposite world. Positive means negative, and negative means positive, because insiders lie, right? Okay. Now, A, B, C, or D. Which one of these four? Maybe there's more than one. Which one of these looks like that format? Okay, B has a number in front, number here, squared, plus 7. A is actually the old standard form. When we would do menu 416, that's how we would write it, right? And then letter C, well, that's 2 parentheses. That's weird. We're not doing that yet. What about letter D? Do you think letter D is a vertex form? And it pretty much does, except for this. There's no number here, but remember, if there's no number, there technically is a number. It's just 1, right? Negative sign means -1. So it actually is. That's a vertex form too, okay? So here's the deal. Whenever you have vertex form, H and K is your vertex, okay? H comma K is a vertex. Basically, on your graph, wherever the top is or at the bottom, that's your vertex. In this format, you can see exactly where it is. Just remember, H is a lie, the wrong sign. So let's fill this in real quick. Does the A value tells you if it is a vertical stretch or compression. Bless you. Bless you. Write this down. Think about it if you're like holding some pizza dough, okay? If you stretch it upwards, it's gonna look skinnier, kind of, or thinner. And then if you squish it down, it'll get a little wider. Okay, so vertical stretch or vertical compress. It's like you're holding an accordion sideways and doing the right. Now H and K. H is the x value of the vertex. And then K is the y value of the vertex. And then how do you find the vertex? H, comma, K. Underneath H, I'm going to put insiders lie. Underneath K, I'm going to put no lie. K does not lie. K is a good guy. But H, I don't want to know an H. All right. Now, these can be kind of complicated, so I want y'all to pay close attention on how we do these, okay? So I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. Number one. All right. Now, number one, sometimes I would just give you the vertex in 1 point. A vertex in 1 point. Given the vertex in 1 point, you can actually figure out the A value, and then you can write your equation, okay? So I'm going to zoom in on number one. Ready? Zoom in. Everybody, number one, if they give you a point, I want you to put X and Y underneath that point. You have an X and a Y value, okay? And then you have a vertex. That's your H and your K value. H, K. All right. So here, it's going to be kind of complicated, but follow with me. You're going to plug in all 4 of those numbers into the formula. X goes here, Y goes here, H goes here, K goes here. So let me show you with I'm going to point it out here. This X goes right here, Y goes here, H goes here, K goes here. You're going to plug in all 4 numbers into the equation and then simplify it to solve for A. So let me show you. Y, what's my Y value over here? Okay, so 0 equals A, stays the same, it's just the letter A, parentheses, okay, so what's X? What's my X value here? -5. You have to put minus, and then what's your H value over here? -4, and then parentheses squared, plus, and then your K value, 2. If you can just type it out, or sorry, write it out correctly, then you need to simplify it. Do y'all remember your order of operations? What's the acronym we use for order of operations? Not INSOLVE. I think it doesn't work. Because it's quadratic, I don't think it works. I tried it and it didn't work. But if we're going to simplify this, what's the thing you learned in middle school or earlier, order of operations? What do you think I would do first here? What? P is the first letter of what acronym? Pemdas. You all heard Pemdas? No? I died twice. Wow. Pemdas. Here we go. Write this down. Well, that was not my job, but I am going to teach you anyways. Whenever you have something weird like this and you don't know what to do first, PEMDAS is how you tell what to do. Now, by the way, MD is one step, AS is one step, really. But P is for parentheses. E is for exponent. M and D are multiply, divide. AS is add, subtract. So I know what she said, but everyone else, if y'all heard of PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, add, subtract. Okay, so P, inside the P parentheses, I see -5 minus -4. If you don't know what it is, don't sweat it. Calculator it, okay? What is -5 minus sign, negative sign 4? -1. So let's go ahead and write this. Ready? 0 equals A -1 squared plus 2. Okay, we did the P. What's E? E is for exponent. Do y'all see how I have a squared? I need to do -1 squared. You have to use the parentheses when you do this. Let me show you. If I don't use the parentheses and I do -1 squared, it gives me -1. But if I use the parentheses, now it gives me +1. Which one's right? The parentheses. You got to use those parentheses. Is everyone hearing me say that? I say it like 2 or 3 times. I'll say it one more time. When you square, you must use the parentheses, please. Now, that gives us 1. So let's rewrite this. If I have 1 times A, that's just A, right? So bring down +2. And then last step, how do I get A by itself? How do I get rid of a +2? -2. What's 0 minus 2? -2 is A. We did all that work to figure out A. Okay? So check it out. I know A. I know H and K. So now I can write my equation. Okay, so I'm going to use this down here. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Quit moving. Okay, here we go. So y equals, what's my A value? -2, parentheses, x. Remember, insiders lie. So what's the opposite of h over here? So I'm talking about right here. What's the opposite of this h value? +4. Does everyone see at the top? H is a -4, so it's a lie. It's a liar. Put +4. Parentheses squared. And then k is not a liar, which is 2. So put +2. Okay, I know it's a lot of steps. So what did we do? We plugged in xy, we plugged in hk, we solved for a, and then we write our final formula. Okay, let's do it again. You can, just missing important stuff. So real quick. Okay, I'm writing the formula. Now, when it says point on the graph, the point is xy, the vertex is hk, right? So can we plug this in? Okay, so y, what is y equal to? 5 equals a. parentheses, what's x? Also 5. Minus, what's h? 2. And then what's k? Negative 4. So minus 4. Okay. Now again, we're going to do Pemdas, parentheses. What's 5 minus 2? 3. Oh my goodness. And then e, exponent. What's 3 squared? So remember, squared is times the same number. So 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is what? 9. So this is 9 times a, so 9a. And now we have a two-step problem. What do I get rid of first, the 9 or the 4? The minus 4. The loner, the minus 4, the opposite is plus 4, plus 4. So we get 5 plus 4 is 9, right? 9 equals 9a. And then how do I get rid of the 9 in front of a? Divide by 9. 9 over 9 is not 0, 1. Okay, so we did that work, and we got a is equal to 1. And we know h and k is up here. So let's write our formula, okay? So y equals a, which is 1. Now, if it's 1, you don't have to write it. It's implied, okay? Parentheses, x minus h. So what's the opposite of your h value up here? Right, it's a positive 2, so the opposite is minus. It's a lie. Squared, and then plus k, your regular k up here is minus 4, okay? If they give you a point and a vertex, you should be able to use that to find a and then write your formula. That's one type of problem you'll see on the assignment tomorrow, okay? Flip these notes over. Who still needs this? Real quick, but this is going to take most of the class. So. You can, but we're doing brand new stuff, so as soon as you can get back, the better. Number 3, here we go. This parabola, which way does it open, up or down? It's getting wider as it goes down, so it opens down. That's called concave down. So does it have a max or a min? What is this vertex? It's at the top, so it's a maximum. And then I need you to write down the vertex. So what's the x and what's the y? So x right here is what? So what do y'all think? What's the x and what's the y for the vertex? Yeah, what's the x value of the vertex? Okay, 1, and what's the y value? 8 is correct. So 1, 8 is my vertex. Now, here's the deal. All you need is a vertex and the a value. So look at what it says right here. To find a, we're going to do two things. Number 1, if it opens up, it's positive, but this one opens down. So what is it? Negative. Okay. So we're going to have a negative a value because it goes down. And then what do? Step 2 right here. You're going to count the rise over run from the vertex to the next point. Okay. So check it out. From this point at the top to this point right here, what's the rise? Look right here. Okay, from, wow, what's going on? Okay. From this top point to this point right here, what's the rise? How much does it rise? Everybody, count. From this point to get to this point over here, from here to here, how much does it rise? 2 over 1. And since it opens down, we know it's negative, so it's negative 2 over 1. You have to be able to count the rise over run to get your A value, okay? You can't do this without doing it, okay? So does everyone hear me say this? Point to point, count the rise, count the run. Axis of symmetry, we know axis is always x equals, and we know this x value goes through the x value of the vertex, which is also right here. So x equals what? Where does that vertical line go through? At what number? Okay, right here, it's the x value of the vertex, it's the h value, okay? Now, vertex form. So, do you see this off to the side over here? Remember, I need A, H, and K. I have A right here, and I have H and K up here. So let's write it. Y equals, what do I put for A? Right here. Negative 2 over 1. That, negative 2 over 1 is the same as negative 2, right? You don't need to put the over 1. Parentheses. Now, remember, right here, insiders lie. So what's the opposite of this H value right here? Instead of a positive 1, it's a minus 1 squared, and then your K value is this, which is what? What do we put for the K value? So yeah, your vertex is your K value. I need this number right here. So I look up here. What do I get? 8, and it's not a lie, so it's just going to stay positive 8. So put a plus 8. Does everyone see that? This is A, this is the opposite of H, and then this is K. Okay, that's how you write vertex form of a quadratic. Now, if they want you to put it in standard form, do y'all remember last week? Standard form is when you do menu 416, but you need 3 points to do that in your calculator. So what I want you to do, off to the side here, make a little table. Okay, I got a little table. I need 3 points from this table. So I'm going to pick this one, and this one. Okay, so this one right here is 0, 6. So go ahead and put 0, 6. Okay, the vertex is 1, 8. And then this other point over here is 2, 6. Can you take this table and do a quadratic regression? Menu 416. Let's try it. New document, don't save, number 4, X and Y at the top. Type in your 3 points, menu 416, X is X, Y is Y. And I got my A, B, and C, negative 2, 4, 6. Now this A is different than the other A, so, or it can be. Let's go ahead and write out the equation. Ready? This is when we do this format over here. Do y'all see it off to the right here? Ax squared plus bx plus c. So y equals a, negative 2, x squared plus bx, which is 4x plus 4x, plus c, which is 6. Okay, you should be able to get from 3 points to an equation in standard form. That's what we did last week, for sure. Okay. Now, number 4 is very similar. So what do y'all think? I want y'all to really help me out here as we do this. Is this concave up or down? What do you think? It opens up. Is there a max or a minimum right here? It's at the bottom of a U, so it is minimum. All right, I need the coordinates of that vertex. What do you think? Okay, 4. I need X and then a Y. Okay, 4, 3 is correct. That's my H and my K. Now, this is a weird one, so I'm going to zoom in so y'all can see this. Ready? This is really going up 1/4 over 1. Do you see how it's not even up 1/1? This is a fraction. This is 1/4. Okay. The ones I'm going to give you in the assignment are not going to be fractions. So this is just an example. Okay. But in this situation, we got 1/4 for our A value. It's positive because it goes up. Okay, so positive 1/4. So can we use that A value and that HK value to write the vertex form? Okay, so axis of symmetry. Axis is X equals. What does X equal? What is the line of symmetry going through? 4, the X value of the vertex. Now, so vertex form, Y equals, what's A? What was that little rise over run we did? Okay, we said it went up 1/4, 1/4 over 1. So 1/4 is our A value. And we wrote it right here. So Y equals 1/4. And then we're going to put X, insiders lie. So what's the opposite of this H value right here? -4, parentheses squared, and then my K value is what? 3, so +3, okay? All right, I know it's a lot. Okay, last part. You could graph these in your calculator, Control T, plot some points, okay? Or you can use what we just learned, okay? So on number 5, what's the vertex? What's H comma K? So remember, insiders lie, so what's my H value here? But insiders lie, so what's it really going to be? 4, what's my K value? 3, so put a point at 4, 3. Okay, then my A, what's my A value here? Right here, what do we get? In front of the parentheses. -2/1, okay? If it's a whole number, it's over 1. So you're gonna rise over run. So -2/1, which way does negative go? When we rise, which way is it? Down, okay? So we're gonna go down 2/1. and then down 2 over 1. Okay. And then for number 6 real quick, h and k is going to be the opposite of -1, so +1, -2, +1, -2. And then our a value is 1 over 2. That means we're going to rise 1, run 2. It's positive, so up 1, right 2, up 1, left 2. Actually, my bad. It's up half over 1, up half over 1, and then it's going to be going wide, okay? So again, you can get these points by graphing and doing Control-T. That's another way to do this in your calculator, okay? Okay, I know that's a lot, and we're almost out of time. Tomorrow you'll have some opportunity to try these, but don't lose those notes, keep those, okay? Make sure you do that real quick on 5 and 6.